Hey, Citra, thanks so much for tuning in once again for Wellness Wednesday. This is episode 7, and we are in the 7th week of our COVID well-being taping. But we are starting to transition. Side note, that doesn't mean that we're starting to transition out of all of the great safety measures that we've put in place as far as washing our hands, not touching our face, social distancing, wearing masks, that kind of thing. But it does mean that we have had some really great successes as far as our patient numbers are concerned. We did not have the influx of patients that we thought we were going to, so we are very fortunate for that. And so we're starting to look at what life is going to look like after and as we transition into what we consider a new normal. So today we want to talk a little bit about some of those things and things that we have put in place for you as we begin to transition. Aubrey, why don't you start us off? Tell us what's new in the well-being world.
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie. So we have several exciting things to talk about today, actually. So the first thing that you will notice, and we will attach to this email that goes out along with the video, is we have created what we're calling a well-being toolkit specific to COVID-19 with all the resources and tools and information that you might find yourself needing during this time. Please note also a lot of the information that's in this toolkit and that you'll be receiving is year-round. You can use it year-round. It won't just be specific to COVID moving forward. We will update it as necessary because obviously, as Stephanie mentioned, some of the safety measures that we are taking right now are listed in this booklet, but we're really excited about this for you as a resource. So encourage you to download it. If you want a hard copy, you can certainly print that off for yourself, but we really encourage you, like I said, to just take a look, review the information inside. We will post this to our internal Centra People site, and then we will also put it on our external Centra page that we have access to as Centra caregivers from our Centra.com website. So you'll be able to access it from a few locations. Again, just want to make sure that you have the opportunity to review that. So that's one exciting thing that we have coming up. The other piece that I want to share with you is that our team at HealthWorks has been working really hard to make sure that all of our wellness program information, our WellPower incentive campaign, and all of that is easily at your fingertips and accessible. So I'm really happy to share with you that they have they haven't created an app, but they have launched the app for our wellness program that is available to you now. If you go download, it's called the Healthy Path app. You can get onto your portal from a computer and get a pairing code. There's a link right from the front page. I do want to share with you a little bit of a teaser of what that looks like. So I'm going to share my screen really quickly. So this is just a quick overview of the Healthy Path app. You'll notice here on the right side that you'll be able to do some tracking on that, but you'll also be able to see where you're at in terms of your incentive campaign. So have you received the proper amount of points? Please note this is just informational. This is not pertaining to our wellness program necessarily. You'll see there's lots of points there, and we're only looking to achieve about 50 points this year to complete that wellness program. You can take your personal health assessment from the app. So there's a lot of variety and option that you can review. You'll put your information in. You can send yourself a text to get the link and download that, or you can send yourself an email. So really excited for you to have that information available to you now and in the future.
That's great, Aubrey. I'm going to do that today. I know so many of our caregivers are not able to look at those things while they're busy about their day. And so what a great idea to be able to have an app on your phone. You can look at it after hours, and of course the toolkit as well. being able to access that after hours. And it has great information and it's beautiful. I've looked at it and it's just pretty to look at too. And it's got great information in it. So really two useful things that have been put into place. Again, to help us transition to that new normal. A few other things that have been communicated this week. Masking, that continues to be a regular communication for us. But what we heard this week is that Centra has secured masks for all non-patient facing caregivers. And so if you're in need of that, connect with your leader. And then they can certainly connect with process engineering to get masks for you and for your department. If you're on site, remember you do have to be masked if you're not in your office. And so fortunately, Aubrey and I are able to be in our offices while we're taping. So that's the first thing. And the second really great thing is that we now have a sufficient supply of surgical masks to be able to have our patient-facing caregivers a new mask every shift. And so that's just been something that we've been working towards. And so we are just so grateful that we're able to secure those through our supply chain. Shout out to our supply chain people for just being proactive and vigilant in our safety and making sure that our caregivers are safe. So those are new masking updates, and Aubrey has talked about some wellness things. And then I think, Aubrey, there's one additional change for the Heart Walk.
Yes, so we have finally received some information about the Heart Walk. Now, keep in mind, one of our wellness incentive campaign features this year is around completing a race. And originally, that was the Heart Walk was one of those that were eligible for points. So if you have the opportunity to participate in this, know you can get some points towards your wellness program if you're still working on getting those 50 points. They are changing the Heart Walk to June 25, and I just want to verify that date here. So it will be June 25. It's still planning to be at Riverfront Park in downtown, pending that everything is opened back up at that time. What they have decided is that even if everything is not opened back up and we are still under some of our shelter-in-place activities here in Lynchburg, not to worry, they will have some virtual component available. So they have decided that June 25th is the date, whether we are back out and about or if we need to have some virtual component. So stay tuned for more information as we get closer to that, but please know it will continue this year.
And so, Aubrey, will those points also be considered points towards our Well Power Incentive Program?
Yes, so you can use those points for that incentive. Remember, you only need 50, so this would count as some of those, and you can always log into your personal health site from the HealthWorks website and learn more about how many points you can get for each different activity.
Or use the new app.
Or use the new app. Yes.
Yay!
Great
okay,
idea.
Great. Well, Centra, before we wrap up today, the last thing that we want to talk to you about, we have a task force called the Community Liaison Task Force. It's headed up by our very own Michael Elliott, and he has a whole group of people that have been working diligently since we transitioned into a COVID state of operation. And he's just been working within the community for people who want to donate to us and people who are just showing their love and support for caregivers during this time. And so they have compiled a list of businesses that are giving discounts to caregivers. That particular list will go out with the Wellbeing email and also will be housed on the COVID internal site as well as the Centra Connect Facebook page and that resource group, the COVID resource group that was established. But really, really good discounts. So first, Starbucks free coffee every visit, and just show your Centra badge for that. And that's for all Centra caregivers. And then another one that we were talking about before we started recording is that BP is giving 50%, well, basically, but 50 cents off per gallon of gas, which is such a savings. And so thanks to BP for that. And then also IHOP is giving 20% off of your total check. Some other names out there: Crocs, Bojangles, North Face, Wawa, even though we don't have any of those local. If you happen to stay in state, but you're traveling, because we want to make sure that we're mindful of all those shelter in place guidelines and that we're following those. But anyway, just a few names. Krispy Kreme. I can't even believe that I forgot to mention that. Again, we don't have a Krispy Kreme, but there is one, I think, maybe in Roanoke. But anyway, good to know. We're so, again, grateful. I think I've used that word 3 times since we've been taping, but really we are. We're grateful to our community. So our community is grateful for us, but we in turn are so grateful for the support that they have given to us during this time. We truly could not have done it without them. And so that list will be posted for you. Go out, get yourself a cup of coffee, a free pair of Crocs, and get 20% off of your bill at IHOP. Yeah.
Lots of great deals.
Yeah, lots of great deals. Okay. Hey, Centra, thanks so much for tuning in once again. We appreciate it. We say every week that we encourage you to think well, to do well, and to be well. And so we ask that you join us again next week. And in the meantime, that you have a great week.